Alrighty guys, welcome back. Today we're currently back here on Offroad Outlaws once again, as you guys can see here. Now for today's video guys, I'm going to be teaching you the simplest way to make a lowrider in Offroad Outlaws. So in my last live stream, I went on a mission to find some more barn finds. If you guys weren't already aware of this, I did make myself a new account. I mean, it was a couple of months ago, right? But that was when I upgraded to BlueStacks 5. A while back on my BlueStacks 4 account, which I do still have here on my PC. I did have all the barn finds found along with all my other vehicles, but I decided to upgrade to BlueStacks 5 and then get Offroad Outlaws on it. If you guys didn't already know what that is an emulator that will allow you to get games such as Offroad Outlaws and Ultimate Drag Racing 2.0 and others on your PC. Anyways, that's besides the point. BlueStacks 5 was way faster, so I went ahead and got that one, and I pretty much had to restart, so because there was an account issue on the BlueStacks 4 account. But that's besides the point. So I went on a mission to go ahead and find some barn finds, and I got to the second one here, and I was just thinking, you know, during the live stream I thought I would build a lowrider. Alrighty guys, so I know this is not the exact same car, but I took inspiration from the It Was a Good Day music video by Ice Cube. I know it's not the exact same car, but he did have golden wheels similar to these, and his car was a lowrider. With this build in particular, you can only bounce the front, so not the rear. You can swap them. You can make the rear bounce or the front bounce, but not while you're on a map. You're gonna have to go back into tuning and swap the tune from this side to this side and vice versa. Then you can make the rear bounce. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a pretty cool little build for you guys to share with you guys today. So I hope you guys do enjoy. And yeah, so let's hop straight into the build. And all the cosmetic stuff is really not necessary. Like, you don't need the wheels. But if you're looking for an old classic lowrider type style build, this would be it right here. You're going to want these wheels, and you're going to want to make them gold like I did. And then I believe the bead is just black. And yeah, so let's hop straight into the suspension tune and build. So for the best bounce, let's go into this here. So for the best bounce, you're going to want independent type heavy duty in the front, or just independent type. Doesn't have to be heavy duty. I know that costs gold. In the rear, you're going to want trophy type heavy duty. You don't need heavy duty once again, but it makes it ride a lot smoother. And yeah, so now let's hop straight into the tuning process. So go into tune suspension, go ahead and max it out all the way. And it's really just simple as travel all the way up in the front. So this is how you can make a lowrider on any car, possibly any truck as well. No, it works better on cars, ready guys, because they're just smaller. You can make them sit lower with tinier tires. I guess you can do the same with the truck, but it just it's better to do with the car. So travel all the way up in the front. And also, if you do travel all the way up in the front on a truck, it's going to sit a lot taller and just bounce way too much for my liking. So I'd prefer to use a car if I were you, if you want to make a lowrider. This is how you make the front bounce. So travel all the way up, stiffness around 11,000, somewhere around this range point. You see, you can, I like it right where it's at, but you can tune it to where, like, the perfect height to where you want it. Not too high, not too low. Now, obviously, if I go much lower, it'll slam it all the way to the ground, because you can have your travel all the way up. But with your stiffness all the way down, it's not going to do anything. So this is the height I selected. Now, this is where you get into the bouncing part to make a lowrider. You're going to go into damping and put your damping all the way down. Now, the opposite to this would be making a truck on airbags. If you guys have seen that video, let me know down below in the comments. But I did make a truck on airbags, and pretty much what it was, would you put these the travel all the way down, the stiffness all the way down, but the damping all the way up, or excuse me, the stiffness all the way up, travel all the way down, and damping all the way up. So that way, if you went off a jump, for a little bit, your truck would be, like, it would sit low from normal, but if you went off a little bit of a jump or a ramp, it would lift itself for a little bit and slowly go back down. But with this is just making a bouncing front end like most lowriders do. So real quick, travel all the way up, stiffness around 11,000, damping at 100. Now for the rear, and by the way, you can copy these settings in the rear if you want the rear to bounce, and copy these rear settings to the front if you want the rear to bounce. Yeah, you're only going to have one side bounce. I've tried with these settings on the rear and the front, and it just makes for a really weird ride, but it does not bounce. You're going to need the rear slam back, so you're going to want to travel all the way down. As you guys can see, my stiffness is all the way down, so it doesn't matter if I have to travel all the way up, but it does like make it a lot better in the rear, and stiffness all the way down and damping all the way down. So now with all that out of the way, let's hop straight into single player stunt park, and I'll show you guys this thing in action here. As you guys can see, we're bouncing a little bit right now, and if you just hit the gas, as you guys can see, we're bouncing. So a lot of fun. Not necessarily wheeling, but yeah, we're bouncing. And even in second gear, you're going to stay just lightly bouncing. Third, but mainly if you just hit the gas in first, you can raise up the front end. As you guys can see, we're bouncing. And you can do the same in the rear, but you're going to need front wheel drive on. So it's really just simple as that. If you did take this suspension setup and put it in the rear and swap them, vice versa. But yeah, as you guys can see, we are bouncing. So this is our lowrider here, and I did put the cool wheels on. The Offroad Outlaws did give us the option to put on, and the blower on the front just to make it a little bit cooler. And yeah, so it's really just simple as that, and now you will have yourself a lowrider. You can do it with a truck as well, I guess, as I did say, but it does work a lot better with a car. So that's all for today, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you're new and you haven't already. And with that, thank you guys so much for watching. And with that, catch you guys very, very soon in the next one.